Welcome to Wales for a sports event that has everything. A world-renowned open water swim, a beautiful bike ride in the Pembrokeshire countryside, and a marathon run that ends in an unforgettable finish line experience here in Tenby. This is Long Course Weekend Wales. Over the last decade, this event has become a mecca for multi-sport athletes of all ages and abilities because the support is as memorable as the setting itself. Across the 3 days of action, there'll be individual swim, bike and run events to suit newcomers and veterans alike. But the hardiest of them all will be drawn to the epic challenge of the full long course weekend, which starts with a Friday night swim around Goscar Rock before finishing with a marathon run around midday on Sunday. This title will be fought every stroke and every step of the way. Here's Patrick Winterton with more.
When it comes to hosting a big event, location is everything, and Tenby has everything that the long course weekend could want. We start with the Yonder Whale swim at the North Beach. Over 2,500 athletes will be swimming this time round, and those who do the full distance will gain their first medal. On then to the Morgan La Roche Wales Sportive on the Saturday, and it's the most comprehensive closed road ride in Wales. 112 miles will gain you your second medal. After the bike ride and on to the Sunday, it's the Vela Forte Wales Marathon through the stunning Pembrokeshire countryside to Pembroke and back along the coast to get your third medal of the week. And if you get 3, you get 4.
And so to the opening evening. Blue flag beaches, massive crowds, the atmosphere just gets better and better every year. Whether competitors are doing 1 or 2 laps around the rock, it's sure to be a unique Friday night experience with the Wales swim.
2.4 miles for the full distance. Pamphile Perrin, one of the favourites. He won Long Course Belgium, there he is, and he did that off the back of a brilliant swim.
Feel very excited. I'm looking forward to this evening, the swimming part. The bike course is also very incredible. And then the marathon on Sunday, it will be an awesome weekend.
The Swedish Hulk, Marcus Hultgren, is back again. He's already had 2 wins in this event. Bit of bad luck in 2018. Will it go his way this time round as he goes for his 3rd win? No prizes for guessing that he's strong on the bike.
It's great to be back. It's been a while. So I was here 2018. I had my double puncture. So my last win was 2017. So it's been a while, but yeah, it's great to be back.
In the women's, recently qualified Dr. Hannah Monday has taken the weekend off to race her first long course weekend. She'll be pushing or pulling the leading men in the water.
I'm absolutely buzzing. Yeah, it's such a great weekend. I've not done it before, but I've heard such good things from all my friends that have done it. We live only about an hour away in Swansea, so yeah, it's right on our doorstep, and I'm really excited to get started.
So 2 clockwise laps of the course plus an Australian exit, 2.4 miles, that's 3.8 kilometres to our cut-off point, and positioning at the start is absolutely crucial. Now, it looks fairly calm at the start, but I can tell you there is a fair chop out in the bay, and that will certainly have an effect, particularly when they head back towards Goscar Rock. So important to stay out of trouble in the early stages. The different coloured swim hats indicating what the athletes are doing. The long course weekenders all wearing yellow, and it's one of them out front. That looks like Perrin from Belgium with the black and yellow wetsuit, who's already stolen a 3-4 metre lead, and he may, if he can keep this pace going, break away from the entire field. He did a 47.27 in the Belgium long course weekend. That's a phenomenal swim. The conditions are not conducive to that sort of time. Here come the masses. And they are going to be out, some of them, twice as long as the elite athletes, maybe even more than that. Efficiency of movement, so important, and with this sort of swell running, it's absolutely vital that you can breathe on both sides. Now the Whitecaps are just doing the swim. Craig Thomas is in there. He's one of those two out front. We know that it's Perrin leading the way as well. Hannah Monday, you'll be able to pick her out with her wetsuit. She's up there. We're also looking for Liam Lloyd, who's got a blue chest on the wetsuit. Doesn't particularly help, but he's got blue shoulders as well, so we may get a glimpse of him. Beautiful technique from Perrin. He has broken clear, so no one else is feeding off his work, his pace at the moment. Nice long reach. Very, very easy indeed. Well, this is a great start. They'll finish the swim tonight, then they've got the night to recover and get themselves organised for the bike ride tomorrow, 112 miles, remember. Here comes Perrin through the Australian exit. He's got to go through it all again. He's moving so smoothly. He looks to be in fantastic shape, and he led his last race in Vern from start to finish. I think he's got the same idea here in Tembe. Halfway there. Another 1.2 miles to go. There's Liam Lloyd in the centre of your picture. A couple of the Wales swim athletes, and Hannah Monday on the back of that, what essentially is the chase group in the men's race. She's had an absolute stormer of a first lap. Liam Lloyd looking around, tall, strong figure. And we've got Lloyd Roswell in there as well. Hannah Monday just losing a little bit of ground. I hope she gets back on the toes of that group of men who are trying to chase down Panthiel Perrin. It's not going to be an easy task. Here comes Donald Brooks, 4 times European age group champion. He is a quality athlete and certainly one to watch as the weekend goes on. A little bit of gamesmanship there, the crowd loving it, the athletes loving it. The atmosphere is second to none. John Collier lost a little bit of ground. Here comes Marcus Hultgren. That's not the sort of shape we saw from him when he won this race. He's won it twice, remember. He will make up his time on the bike and then survive the run. Not your classic triathlon build, but he's a ferocious competitor. Looking forward to seeing him flow on the bike tomorrow. Even in the water, they can hear the enthusiasm of the crowd. And don't let anyone tell you it doesn't give you a lift. It's amazing how much energy you can draw out of a crowd like this. And one of the great things about this event is the inclusivity. So many different age groups involved, and of course the local kids all want to be racing on the big day. All the age groups, and as a result, the community is 100% behind this. And with the pandemic, they've really missed it over the last couple of years.
Well, it's been, not that I'm counting, but 1,091 days since we were last here, so it's big to come back, but yeah, it's huge. Look, there's 50,000 people come down, 12,000 athletes, and there's distances over 3 days from 5Ks, we've got half marathons, 10Ks, there's a 40-mile bike ride, so it's just so inclusive that everyone gets involved. So we've got everyone from the pro field down to the 4-year-olds racing in the kids' races.
Inclusivity, absolutely key. The more races you have, the more racers you have. And then you have more spectators. And then you have more people wanting to enter next year. This event is getting more and more popular. Well, those with the pink hats turn to the left. Their day is done after one lap. But keep your eye out for the leading yellow hat. Here he comes, Panthiel Perrin of Belgium. has stormed the swim. That is a phenomenal time. The banner is up just in time to greet him across the line. A time of 53.10. Not as quick as he was in Belgium, but that's good in these conditions.
Very happy. But the water was very choppy. I'm a little bit dizzy, but it was also cold. But the start it was perfect, and the first part is done.
Yeah, well done to him, and well done to Liam Lloyd. A good solid swim, second place in the long course weekend athletes. He'll be delighted with that. Craig Thomas was in there just ahead of Lloyd, but he's only racing on one day. Lloyd Rosewell, that's a good effort from him ahead of Donald Brooks, and then Grant Bateman down in 5. Here's Hannah Monday, first of the women across the line. She was with that group, including Rosewell and Lloyd, but just losing out in the closing stages.
It's really tough actually. It's a lot choppier than it looks out there, and I was on my own for the first lap and then kind of joined in with the boys for the second, and they swam on my feet all the way around, then sprinted past me at the end. So yeah, gutted I couldn't run up with them, but no, really happy with the swim.
And so she should be. That's a good time, 55.01, 12 minutes clear of her nearest rival. Astonishing. She does have a swimming background, we know that. The run, perhaps the event that has the question mark over it, but a really good effort. Yeah, some have pushed themselves to the absolute limit. Some just a little careless.
Amazing, the whole way around it was like, just look for the finish line, and I feel fine now, I'm great, but the time, you just want it to end.
It's the first one I've done here, so yeah, I am pleased. Bike and run next, so you'll see.
After 2.5 years, it's just great to be here, you know, so my favourite event of the year, so yeah, it's great.
And here comes Nicky Rees. He's completed every single long course weekend. He is the long course legend.
That was one of, if not the toughest. I've managed to able to do all of these. This is number 11, so all going good. 1 down, 2 to go.
So from a long course weekend legend to a rugby legend, Shane Williams, Wales's record try scorer. He's back for more.
Tomorrow will be very lumpy, very enjoyable though, because you'll have a lot of crowd, a lot of supporters on the route, and it always gets you through, so I can't wait for it.
So for all the finishers of the long course, that is the first medal in the bag.
Well, what a way to start this 3-day, 3-event festival of endurance sport. Pam Veal from Belgium crossed the line first, with local athlete Hannah Monday being our lead lady. Now it's time for a few hours sleep before they return for the ride of their lives.
This is a bike start like no other. The top 10 in the men's and women's race, plus, of course, Nicky Rees get to go down the ramp to get their 112-mile ride underway. It's a spectacle, it's a boost. It's not really an advantage because they'll be on their own for a certain amount of time. And drafting is permitted in this race, so it's better to be in the group. There's Hultgren, this is his game.
It all depends on what other people do. If you end up in a group, it could save a lot of time, but I still think it's gonna end up being a marathon race.
He'll certainly hope he gets some assistance on the way round. The top 10 women also having the honour of going down the ramp. There goes Donald Brooks. Very solid swim from him, and he'll build on that. Liam Lloyd, second fastest in the water yesterday. I think he has to be pleased with that, although he's given a bit of time away to the Belgian Perrin.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a tough course. A lot of us struggled on the kind of along the front of the beach. But yeah, looking forward to this morning and just going to give it my best effort, really.
So Liam Lloyd is away. Hannah Monday, the number 1 woman, ready to go. She takes a 12-minute lead into day 2.
definitely doesn't suit my strengths. I'm more of a time trial rider on the flats and stuff, but this is something different, and I'm keen to like get stuck in and see how I do.
And the last down the ramp was the first to finish yesterday, Pamphile Perrin. This is a crucial leg for him.
First time that I have MIP number 1, but we will see. I hope that the weather forecast will be like this, not so many rain. So yeah, I'm excited.
And so he should be, because as he comes down the ramp, 4,500 cyclists are preparing for their chosen distance. 42.70, or for those doing the long course weekend, 112 miles. This is a huge occasion for many. For those at the business end of the race, it's about finding someone to cycle with. Hannah Munday has caught Fern Davis in no time at all. Davis with a 12-minute deficit after the swim yesterday. I think that could be doubled today with the speed that Hannah Munday has set off on the bike. Perrin looking focused, the last of the athletes down the ramp. So he's got a choice, but he's going to have to work some to catch Liam Lloyd and Marcus Hultgren, who will be two of the strongest cyclists up front. Lloyd in blue leading Lloyd Rosewell, who had an excellent swim yesterday, and I expect to see a fairly sizable train forming behind them if they keep this pace going. Tactics so important in this race.
So what's your game plan? Well, try and catch a few guys at the front. Just keep the pressure on the first 10-15 minutes. See if we can get a bit of a gap on the guy back behind us. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. That's the first 20 minutes anyway. So another 4.5 hours to work out then.
Plenty of time to sort things out in his mind. There's Donald Brooks leading this group of 5. Just behind him is Baker, and we've got a solid group here, but Brooks so far has been doing all the work. He'll be hoping someone's prepared to share. Nicky Rees.
All going good so far. See you later.
Long course weekend number 11. He can afford to smile. Sweden's Marcus Hultgren going all out on the downhills, and there are plenty of them. Such a difficult decision for Hultgren, starting number 2 on the ramp. Does he try and ride alone for 112 miles? That is pretty much a task impossible, but he's an ambitious athlete. We will see. This group of 6 are moving very well, led by Donald Brooks at the moment. John Collier just behind him. Liam Lloyd has joined forces with this group. It's full of powerhouses, and Lloyd will encourage working together.
A little bit nervous about doing 112 miles potentially, like on my own, but I try and get working with a few guys. But yeah, it is one of my best disciplines, so just use it as my strength really, and over the 3 distances.
Well, Liam Lloyd looks very, very comfortable, just getting in some nutrition, and then hopefully they'll get the peloton spinning and everyone sharing their turn at the front. Hultgren will have it in the back of his mind that that is what is happening behind him. In a time trial race, I think you'd back him to be fastest.
I would say if it was the TT bike, I would do 10 minutes. Now it's somewhere between 5 and 10 maybe. We'll see, depends on the groups.
Well, he's going to see the group, I think, at some stage. John Collier is still in front. He's doing long stints in front, which does play into the hands of Hultgren. But once they start to tire, surely they will start to work together. Lloyd looking very relaxed. Hultgren is he aware? Here they come. He will be in 30 seconds or so, and you can see the contrast in speed. They're probably all working at the same rate, except for Donald Brooks, who's leading that group at the moment, but he's had a decent rest behind John Collier, and now just putting the pedal down. Hultgren, I hope, will be able to jump on the back of this group, so suddenly from 6 we go to 7. Freshwater West, beautiful scenery. The surf looks a little bit messy, don't see anyone out there at the moment, but it is a stunning, stunning location. And what an honour to be able to race knowing that the roads are free of vehicles. Just need to be a little bit careful when it's been windy. You get sand gathering on the road, but they've checked everything is safe and they can go 100% on the downhill. And for those not interested in 100%, they can enjoy the views and maybe just take the first of the big climbs a little easy. Liam Lloyd, here we go. I thought he'd lose his patience eventually. Donald Brooks doesn't need to be told about how to rotate. Keep it rolling, he says. Hultgren just keeps things under control, goes to the front. Grant Bateman, 55. John Collier, 171, just behind him. And then Liam Lloyd lining himself up for another turn at the front. And he's pushing the pace on the downhill. That's going to destroy the rolling that he set up nicely. He is keen to stay ahead of this man, Pamphile Perrin, the winner of the swim yesterday, the man leading at the start of today. And he's there with Baker, member of the RAF, and Perrin will be delighted that he's got himself in a group, and he'll be equally delighted that the leading group is being broken apart as they go past Carew Castle. From 7 we're down to 5, and Liam Lloyd certainly partially responsible. I think Hultgren, when he's been up front, has pushed hard as well, and suddenly from 5 down to 4. All sorts of developments going on.
We had a good pack working together then. It is good, yeah. It's nice to be on the road with 3 guys and not your own, isn't it?
I think they'll all share the same sentiment. The mass is now approaching Carew Castle. For 900 years owned by the same family. You can see the tidal watermill in the background. It's a spectacle on its own, but it also gives them some idea that they are approaching the halfway stage of the bike. The leaders well past it now. Liam Lloyd going for a bit of a burst on Saundersfoot Hill. Is he going to be king of the hill this year? Hultgren looking strong. There's Hannah Monday leading this trio. 12 minutes clear after the swim yesterday. She could extend that margin today and set herself up for a really good run, although she has had injury problems, so fingers crossed she'll be okay. The leading group over the top of Saundersfoot Hill. A little bit of chat going on.
What do you want to do? You're the race leader now, what do you want to do?
Just work well up. Just go on and doing it. I'm just going to try and sit and just work together. I'm happy working for a bit, you know. I'm not going to sit out to work after.
No, but you have like 7 minutes on me.
Yeah.
So I need to catch up some time. So if you want to work, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. Against who?
What?
The boys behind.
Against everybody. I want to be up next to you.
Yeah.
I want to be second after the day. You will be first, but I want to be second.
I think you will be, yeah.
Yeah, but we have to work them.
Yeah.
Yeah, extraordinary. Hultgren trying to get some sort of agreement out of Liam Lloyd, who is very much non-committal. Are those two going to try and make a break? Donald Brooks, John Collier just behind them. And Perrin, the leader after day one, here he is in the chase group. He's there with Baker and Grant Bateman, who's dropped off the lead group at the back of this chase group now.
The most difficult part will be the last 2 hours. I think the first 100k will be okay. You are fresh legs, but then the last 80k, I think, yeah, the hills will make it a very hard course. Yes.
These athletes think slightly differently to most of us. I think most of us could knock a 0 off. Hultgren, nearest the camera, didn't get much joy out of Liam Lloyd, so he's having a quick chat to Brooks on the far side. He might tempt him to go for a burst. Liam Lloyd will have half an ear on that conversation in front.
I think he just wants to try and get a gap for the guys that beat him out of the swim. Put some time in the swim. I think he wants to get a gap on you, John.
Well, it is a race after all. Hultgren, I think, knows that he's not going to do it on his own. He needs someone to work with, and it certainly looks as though Donald Brooks could be that man.
Want the crowds, pull us back in now. Be nice. First time through Saundersfoot was really good. The barriers, the crowds, lift you up. Nice. And then the hill.
Well, he's still got one more climb to go.
Yeah. Definitely going to make your legs hurt for tomorrow's marathon.
That is normally the way as they approach Saundersfoot Hill for the second time. The bands are out, the fans are out. It is the most exceptional atmosphere, and Donald Brooks reacts once again. He's broken away from Hultgren. Well, this might be just a burst to the top of the hill, but he may try and take this all the way into the finish line and the 112-mile marker. What a fantastic effort from Brooks. Hultgren has got to try and squeeze a few seconds out of Liam Lloyd. He's got to try and squeeze minutes out of Perrin, the leader after day one. Well, we haven't seen much of the leading women. 2:30 nearly came a cropper. Here's Hannah Monday. Now, she's looking very, very relaxed, but she doesn't look particularly happy, and that is because we're hearing she's had 2 punctures. So she's lost a significant amount of time, and that certainly may dent her chances when it comes to the run tomorrow. We'll find out in the next half hour or so. Up front in the men's, Donald Brooks has gone into a different gear. He is flying as he approaches the finish. Ahead of him, riders that are doing the 42 and the 70-mile event. Hopefully Brooks will get a clean run into the finish here. Every second counts for him. Here we go. Should be round the corner any minute now. Here he comes. Brilliant effort. Brooks leaps up the order.
The legs are certainly tired. I've just put a massive effort in at the end to break away and hopefully get the quickest bike time of the day. But the crowds, when you're coming through Wiseman and Saundersfoot and that, they just pick you up and give you that extra oomph you need to get back.
5:13.30. Donald Brooks's time, definitely the quickest of the day. Here comes Marcus Hultgren, needs to limit the damage, needs to try and claw back something on Perrin.
We started working together like 10 guys. Then, you know, it's always got like a little bit cat and mouse. And then, yeah, we just broke up into small groups, 4, then we were 2 in the end.
Liam Lloyd, that's going to be just under the 5:20 mark. We're waiting for Perrin, the winner of the swim yesterday. And there he is, 5:25 for Perrin.
I don't know what the time difference will be, but I think we have a lot of work tomorrow on the marathon.
Well, he certainly does. Donald Brooks, a very impressive 6:11.41 after the first 2 days. Lloyd in second place, Perrin from first down to 3, and Marcus Hultgren, the 2-time winner, in 4th place ahead of John Collier. And in the women's, no doubt about the leader, Hannah Monday, first in the swim, and a respectable bike ride despite the fact that she had 2 punctures.
What are your thoughts now going into the marathon tomorrow?
Just the same as before, try and have fun. I've not seen where the leaderboard is and what kind of time gaps there are, but just go and carry on doing my thing.
Here comes Emily Marchant from Swansea Vale Tri Club. She lost 35 minutes in the swim yesterday. She'll have clawed a few of those back. It's Helen Anthony who jumps right up into second place. A 6:30 bike ride, sensational. Just ahead of Madison Shattuck, Emily Marchant at 29. But it's Hannah Monday who leads after day 2. What an atmosphere. The weather has been kind as well. It makes a huge, huge difference. But the fans are the ones that make this event work. No lying on the Sunday morning. It's all about the marathon. This is where the long course weekend is decided.
The organisers have once again saved the best till last. The final discipline in this year's long course weekend is a 26.2 mile marathon run to Pembroke Castle and back to determine this year's champions.
John Collier, 171. Hultgren wearing 2. 105 is Donald Brooks, who had such a good ride yesterday.
The running's not been going great, but you never know. When you're in the lead, you've got a number pinned on, you can sometimes put out a performance. So, yes, looking forward to it.
Is he going to be this year's champion? Is he going to have a crack at the record set by Ollie Simon of just over 9 hours?
Yeah, there's a race on. See if I can eat into some of the time that he's got on me, and hopefully we can get 3 minutes and might be quite close towards the end.
Brooks, Hultgren, Lloyd, Perrin, the 4 main competitors. Hannah Monday in a very strong position.
Sunday morning, Hannah, how are you feeling after that brutal bike ride yesterday?
Yeah, pretty sore to be honest. I've not started a run event feeling this fatigued before, but yeah, see how we go.
Difficult decision for Monday as to whether to start John Collier. He's been raring to go for the last 12 hours. Perrin still looking so cool. Very, very calm indeed. Hultgren, a little bit flustered on the bike. He's got to survive a punishing marathon. Anyone under the 2:40 mark has done exceptionally well. The favourites up front, expecting to see some good strong running, certainly by John Collier. That's Donald Brooks. He started pretty fast. Perrin just cruising at the moment. Worked their way out of Tenby, and the fans are going to play a huge part, perhaps even bigger than yesterday. There's Hannah Monday. No sign of anxiousness with her at the moment, although I do know she was umming and ahhing about whether she was going to compete. She's had back problems for some time now, and she does not want to walk away from this weekend with an injury. But £2,000 of prize money up for grabs if she can win the long course weekend, and with a 25-minute lead, that looks pretty good. Collier leading the men's. He's got 16 minutes, remember, to make up on Donald Brooks. Lloyd is 3 minutes off the pace of the leader. Perrin 7.5 minutes down. They're all in that group, as well as Michael Taylor. And Michael Taylor losing 16 minutes alone in the swim. He's got 32 minutes to make up on Brooks. That's tough, but Taylor is a very good runner, so he'll be looking for a top 3 overall. Emily Marchant, brilliant on the bike yesterday. Can she repeat it in the run today and challenge for the win? Again, it's a big, big margin, and it might be a little bit too much. Michael Taylor on the left of your screen, running very well and opening up a gap of some 25 metres on the main contenders for this year's long course weekend. There's Perrin leading the chase group. Donald Brooks just behind him. Liam Lloyd the closest to the leader at 3 minutes. Now, in terms of body language, Perrin, wearing number 1, certainly looks the smoothest runner of all. Liam Lloyd just a little bit tight. Helen Anthony making good ground, second overall after a brilliant bike ride yesterday. Still some 25 minutes to gain on Hannah Monday. That won't be easy. There's Maddie Shattuck, known to some as Princess. I think she's forgiven her parents for that. But she looks very, very focused. And a top three certainly possible. The majority are just concerned about completing the course and not letting down the family that have supported them, not just for the weekend, but for months, sometimes years, in their preparation for an event of this magnitude.
Michael Taylor looking incredibly fresh. Hard to believe he did 112 miles on the bike yesterday, and he'll be a huge inspiration for those doing the 5K going the other way down the road.
Perrin in a similar sort of boat. He's a smooth, efficient runner, number one. Donald Brooks is keen to keep Perrin in his sights. If he can do that, and he can stay ahead of Liam Lloyd, the title for 2022 is going to be his. He's in the 45 to 49-year-old bracket. He is a sensational age grouper, and there's Liam Lloyd pulling off the course. Now he's gone into a full hip stretch, so there must be some tightness, probably in the glutes, to be honest, but any stretch under 30 seconds is worthless. So this is a big sacrifice for Liam Lloyd, and suddenly we have two main contenders for the title, unless Lloyd can do something incredible over the second half of the run. He's away again, just trying to shake it out.
Suffering from a tight hip at the minute, and it's tightened up as soon as I started running. So I better just stretch it out.
Yeah, that's not so easy to do. You're too worried about the time you lose. But hopefully that has done the trick. John Collier went for an early burst, tried to stay with Michael Taylor for a while. Looks as though he's paying for that now. Perrin closing the gap on him. Donald Brooks, of these three, I think he is suffering the most. He is all out effort, but he's made of something pretty special. Emily Marchant still bouncing her way along. Maddie Shattuck again, just checking on the pace. Disciplined run from her. Helen Anthony not far behind. The women closely bunched at the moment, and they'll enjoy that. And 5.62 is Hannah Monday. She knows exactly what she's got to do. She's not pushing it. It's very efficient running, keeping the feet low, and still looks to be full of running should she need it. I dare say with her husband Will, who's an excellent triathlete himself, he's been out on the course. He will try and get her as many time splits as he can. Perrin, I'm not sure he's got that sort of support available. Liam Lloyd hasn't been able to close the gap. They've left John Collier behind. They can see Michael Taylor up front. Only 30 seconds or so. The RAF man made that sort of a gap in the first couple of miles. So Perrin is starting to close, and there is no doubt that the second half of this course is harder than the first. I thought Brooks's shorts were coming down for a moment, but actually he's just looking for a gel, boost the energy, and just interested to see if he hangs on to Perrin for the entire distance. Monday has company. Be interesting to see her pulse rate. I suspect hovering around the 140 mark. 6 miles gone, 20 still to go. These are the two main contenders for the long course weekend title. Perrin has 7.5 minutes to claim on Brooks. He's got to start making a move as they come into Pembroke, and they will enjoy the crowds that are here to see the start of the half marathon, which will start shortly after they've gone through the town. Another boost, and Brooks, of all the athletes, is enjoying the support here. It's played a huge part in his effort so far, particularly at the end of the bike ride yesterday.
Well, this is the band leading the half marathon runners. The leaders of the full course are already through Pembroke. You'll notice a lot of red and white vests. That's because there's a race within a race. England versus Wales. Athletes from the half marathon, the 10 kilometre and the 5 kilometre, all involved with that one. And that certainly will help motivate those at the front. And they, of course, will finish in Tenby at roughly the same time.
Emily Marchant on a Sunday stroll. She is certainly going well. 6 to go. Nice view just to help her over the next couple of miles. Shattuck checks the watch again.
A steady plod, some would say, for Hannah Monday, but when you have the luxury of a 55-second margin per mile, that's what she can afford to give away and still win this. You can take life easy. Well, Michael Taylor is still flowing very nicely. His style hasn't changed since the start of the race. He was 15th in the swim, gave away 11 minutes to the best. He gave away another 21 minutes in the bike, which really means he needs to run between 2:05 and 2:10 to win this one. Perrin will know that's not possible on a day like this, on a course like this, and Perrin will be very, very confident, but he does still have 7.5 minutes to make up on Donald Brooks, who is hot favourite as they go past Manorbier Castle.
Manorbier Castle, they can go and spend some time there on another day. Stay focused on the race, enjoy the applause of the crowd, and Donald Brooks, he will have done the calculations. He knows that he can afford to lose 30 seconds a mile on Perrin, and he will still be crowned champion. But does he know that he's on schedule, still on schedule, to beat the record set by Ollie Simon? He could be the first man to go under the 9-hour mark. Liam Lloyd started the day in second, just 3 minutes down on Brooks, but that margin has grown so far today. Can still afford a smile, and the 10K runners are now underway, starting just after the leaders cleared Manorbier. And they are all heading to Tenby. An assault on the finish line in Tenby to create one of Britain's great sporting atmospheres.
Hannah Monday with that ever-efficient style of hers. Nick Turle coming up behind. He's a part of this England versus Wales race, and he's on schedule for something like an hour 18. Going well.
Pamphile Perrin is nearly there. A mile to go. You can probably hear the party up front, which has started already. They're waiting for the arrival of the first athlete in the marathon, which is almost certainly going to be Michael Taylor. Broke away early, and here he is, down the last 50 metres with his son. Part of the special atmosphere that they work so hard at developing. 2:35, and remember, 112 miles on the bike yesterday, a 2.4 mile swim the day before that.
Friends were at the other end, so I had to get there quick. And then all my children wanted to run down the carpet with me, and they've been asking all day, and they've got a special little cut through for them to come in. So I had an added incentive today to ignore the sore legs from the bike yesterday.
Perrin smiles for the first time over the last 2.5 hours. He has gone sub 2:30 in the marathon. Not here in Tenby. The course is too tough for that, but it's still a wonderful time. He did 5:25 on the bike yesterday. He's done a 2:38 marathon today, but is it going to be enough to overhaul Donald Brooks, who is leading after the first 2 days? I don't think so, but he's given it 100%.
Now we have done the 3 races. Honestly, I was expecting a lot from this weekend, but now it's just a way much more than I ever dreamed about it. Yeah.
There is one happy athlete, and Donald Brooks is on to the red carpet now. The local red carpet suppliers do very well in this part of town because it's miles and miles, and every single inch of it is 4 deep in spectators. What a boost, what a lift. And Donald Brooks can celebrate all the way home. He has taken the long course weekend title in 2022, and he has absolutely thrashed the record set by Ollie Simon. He's 7 minutes inside.
It's a dream come true, really. I came here from a deferral on a deferral, so not trained long course at all, but put a number on me, I pull it out of the bag. I had the motorbike come up to me next time and said, I'm leading you in, you're the winner, soak it up. So it's amazing coming back into Tenby.
What a great feeling. Donald Brooks, 8 hours 53.36 Perenne. Well, he gave it everything, having won the swim, 3:45 behind in the end. He leapfrogs over Liam Lloyd on the last day in the marathon. In the women's, well, it's been an incredible weekend for Emily Marchant. She won the bike yesterday, she wins the marathon today, but she lost 35 minutes on day 1 in the swim. The coaches will be longing to get hold of her because they can get 15 minutes in no time.
Considering you've not won a marathon before, what a one to win. Will we see you again here in Wales in the future?
100%. I'll definitely be back next year. I've had the absolute best weekend. It's been incredible.
And I bet she's a whole lot quicker in the water as well. Hannah Monday, she started it in perfect style. A superb swim, put her 12 minutes clear. A solid bike ride yesterday, put her with 25 minutes clear. And she has done what she had to do today. She's fended off the injuries and she's cruised home. She was getting the splits, she knew what she had to do, and Hannah Monday takes the women's title.
Doesn't feel real. I was in so much doubt yesterday with everything that happened. I was on the side of the road. I didn't even think I'd finish the bike ride, let alone start the marathon. So yeah, it's not sunk in yet.
Stick at it. Those 2 punctures did not stop her. 10:53.45, the winning time for Monday. Marchant 2, Shattuck did well, just kept plugging away to get 3rd ahead of Helen Anthony. And Lauren Williams in 5th place overall.
The long course weekend delivers once again, and remember, only 60% or so of those who enter manage to finish this course, so it's a big deal. It's a really big deal to complete the 3 days and gain that 4th medal.
The course had great support from Tenby to Penally to Pembroke, Manabia, and on some of them hills you need as much encouragement as you can get, really. Well done. So yeah, it's always fantastic. I love it, so I keep coming back.
Running down the red carpet, all the people cheering with their clappers and stuff. It was phenomenal, yeah, it was amazing.
One event, fantastic, yeah. Need to lie down now, though.
Everyone who finishes feels like a winner. They are all winners.
I'm so happy. And it was tough. But the crowd, everywhere, they're brilliant. I love Wales. I love you lads, they're brilliant.
I loved every minute of that. The swim was horrendous. The bike was tough, but that was amazing. Loved it.
Incredible scenes in Tenby. All those finishing the marathon picking up their 3rd medal. And then the ceremony that makes this event unique, the presentation of the 4th medal. Everyone's name is called out.
Simon Cooper, Andrew White.
You can see tears in even the hardiest of men. John Collier delighted with his achievements. And they saved the best till last. Here comes Madison Shattuck A 3:22 marathon to put herself up into 3rd place overall. What about Emily Marchant? Winning 2 of the 3 events. What a future she has. She had 35 minutes to make up. She managed half of that, but it was still a wonderful effort. Liam Lloyd, hip problems probably cost him a shot at the win. Perrin, he gave it his best shot. Fantastic effort in the marathon, brilliant in the water. Hopefully we'll see him back again next year. But here are your winners. Hannah Munday, qualified as a doctor during COVID pandemic, and she's combined training and working since then. My goodness, what a fabulous performance from her. Monday's winning time, 10:53.41. In the men's, it was Donald Brooks, 8:53.36. 7 minutes inside the previous record. An incredible performance, sensational all day long. Bring on 2023.
After a break for COVID, Long Course Weekend Wales is back with a bang, and what a spectacle it is for the crowd and the competitors. From the ultimate endurance sport party, it's bye for now, but we'll see you next year.